The Trial of Job, a story of faith and redemption. Prologue, the righteous man of Uz. In the land of Uz, there lived a man named Job, known for his righteousness and unwavering faith in God. He was a man of great wealth, possessing thousands of sheep, camels, oxen, and servants. His 10 children dined together often, and Job, fearing that they might have sinned in their hearts, would rise early to offer sacrifices on their behalf. His life was blessed beyond measure, but unseen forces were about to put his faith to the ultimate test. The Heavenly Debate. One day, in the courts of heaven, the angels presented themselves before God, and among them came Satan. God spoke, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is none like him on earth, a man who fears God and shuns evil." Satan smirked, "Does Job fear you for nothing? Have you not placed a hedge around him? Take away all he has, and he will curse you to your face." God, knowing Job's heart, replied, "Very well, all he has is in your hands, but do not lay a finger on him." The day of disaster. Job's world collapsed in a single day. A servant ran to him, breathless. "The Sabaeans attacked and stole your oxen and donkeys. They killed your servants." Before Job could react, another servant arrived. "Fire from the heavens burned up your sheep and the shepherds." A third servant rushed in. "The Chaldeans raided your camels and struck down your men." Finally, the worst news came, a messenger fell to his knees. "A great wind collapsed the house where your sons and daughters were feasting. None survived." Job tore his robe, shaved his head, and fell to the ground. But instead of cursing God, he whispered, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." The second test, suffering in the flesh. Satan returned to God and said, "Skin for skin. A man will give all he has for his life. Strike his flesh, and he will surely curse you." God replied, "He is in your hands, but spare his life." Satan struck Job with painful sores from head to toe. He sat in ashes, scraping his wounds with broken pottery. His wife, unable to bear his suffering, cried, "Curse God and die." But Job answered, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" The three friends, a debate on suffering. Job's 3 friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, came to comfort him. For 7 days, they sat in silence. Then, Job spoke, pouring out his pain. "Why was I even born? I have no peace, only turmoil." His friends, believing suffering was always a result of sin, rebuked him. Eliphaz said, "You must have done something wrong. Repent, and God will restore you." Bildad argued, "Your children must have sinned. God is just." Zophar declared, "You deserve worse. Confess your guilt." But Job protested, "I have done nothing to deserve this. If only I could plead my case before God." God's answer from the whirlwind. After long debates, Job demanded an answer from God. Then, out of a storm, God spoke, "Who is this that darkens my counsel with words without knowledge? Were you there when I laid the foundations of the earth? Can you command the morning or control the seas?" God showed Job the wonders of creation, behemoths and leviathans, the stars and the depths of the sea. Job, overwhelmed, covered his mouth. "I spoke of things too wonderful for me to understand. I repent in dust and ashes." Restoration and redemption. God rebuked Job's friends, saying, "You have not spoken what is right about me, as my servant Job has." He commanded them to offer sacrifices, and Job, instead of seeking revenge, prayed for them. Then, God restored Job's fortunes, giving him twice as much as before. His brothers and sisters returned to him, and he had 10 more children. Job lived a long life, seeing his children's children, and died full of years, his faith refined but never broken. The meaning of Job's story. Job's story is one of faith, endurance, and trust in God's wisdom. It teaches that suffering is not always punishment, and sometimes, God's plans are beyond human understanding. Through trials, Job's faith deepened, proving that true worship is not based on blessings but on a heart that trusts God no matter the storm.